First point, live authentically and care less what people think of you. I know, very standard advice. Hold on, it goes far deeper than you even realize. We are conditioned by the people around us, society, culture, on what we want, on what is even possible for us to achieve. And this entire bubble of reality isn't truly you. Unless you've spent the time to figure out deep down what you want for your life, what would be best for me, not what my parents or what society would deem the correct or the best route for me. How about spending some time figuring out what would be best for me? What do I actually want out of my life? Irrespective of culture, society, my family, their expectations, my friends, irrespective of all of that, what do I actually want? Spending time alone and figuring that out is a very deep, and as long as you're honest with yourself, that is a practice that is worth doing. To make this a bit more tangible, it's figuring out your top 10 values and living by those values. For me, initially, I didn't know what I valued deep down or why I valued that. But now, I did a course on values by actualize.org, which was his life purpose course, but values was a subsection of it, which is very incredible to do. Very life transforming, not gonna lie. And I found out stuff about myself which actually makes me specifically fulfilled. Like for me, my top 3 values: peace of mind, self-actualization / personal growth, and purpose. And if I don't have these things, then I'm not fulfilled. If I don't have peace of mind to me specifically is very important. And how I define it, it's imperative. And that everything else in life comes second to peace of mind, which is why it's at my number 1. And it's not going to be the same for you. You're going to have your own values in your own spots, in your own rankings, for your own specific reasons. Each of us derives meaning and fulfillment from different things. We've had different experiences and our brains all think slightly differently. What might be meaningful to me might be boring and pointless to you. Like recently, I've found contemplation and finding out the truth of reality very interesting and important to me. But had you said this to me a year ago, I'd be like, yeah, right, mate, cool, yeah. You waste your time. It's like, and some people are at different stages of their lives where some things just aren't as important. So figuring out what is authentically you, what is valuable to you, what you value, and living inherent to that, this is a practice that will change your life. And a bit on what I said earlier, stop deriving so much value from what others think and what they want from you. If you have parents who want you to go to university, but you have no idea how that's going to end up in a good life, don't go to university. You know what? Personal example. I went for a bushwalk maybe 6 months ago, thinking and dwelling on what I want for my life. I came to the conclusion that I want to make 10k a month and I want to be a pro boxer. Why? What conditioning or thing actually got me to do that or want that for myself? I wanted it because the perception I would gain from achieving these things would be what I want. I was going to work hard to be a pro boxer and make 10k a month because I wanted the approval and the perception of me to basically gain respect. The perception of me would be someone who is a pro boxer. And you know what, that'd be pretty cool. Not because, I like fighting, I like competition, I like learning a skill. Nah, none of that. Oh, but how you're perceived by others. Yeah, that's why I want to do stuff. Living your life like that. Making a big decision because you want to be perceived a certain way. How stupid could I have thought to think like that? And having the self-awareness to catch yourself out when you're doing this is important. If I wasn't thinking about my thinking, or why I was thinking that way, I could have made a very poor decision that wasn't in line with my authentic who I am. So, ask yourself why you want these things. If you're wanting to be a certain career, why? Why? Because your family's done it? Because it's just how it is? No. You don't have to do stuff because that's just how it is, or expectations from other people, or society, or would look cool, other people's perceptions. That's not the way to live your life, mate. And that's not the way I want to live my life. So anyway, moving on. Adopting the mastery mindset. Instead of just swapping from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, adopting the mindset of what skill or thing do I want to put 10,000 hours of my life and actually get good at? We can spend how do we make money? By providing and solving a problem. How about we decide what problem we want to solve, what avenue we want to do? We can decide that. Instead of just thinking, this retail job pays the bills, so I'm going to keep doing this. Instead of thinking like that, I challenge you to think, what skill would I want to invest 10,000 hours into that would then pay absolute dividends later on? For me right now, it's coaching. I want to become a world-class coach. Because why? Again, from earlier, asking why. Why do I want to do that? I inherently finding why people do things fascinating. I love understanding people. I love deep conversations with people. Inherently, that one-on-one deep conversation, I find that so fulfilling. And delving deeper into people is so interesting to me. And my unique strengths. I am good at that. I'm decent at speaking, and I'm decent at speaking in a one-on-one environment. And that just gives me fulfillment. I just enjoy doing that inherently for its own benefit. So all of these combined, it's a bit of a no-brainer. If I become a coach, I get all of these benefits, and then if I get good enough, I can make a fuck ton of money doing that. I'm fulfilled on one hand, and I'm successful on the other hand. What skill or thing do you want to master that if mastered, your life is just going to get way better? And then work to spend an hour each day mastering and learning about this certain thing. Adopting this mastery mindset, 10,000 hours, what am I going to spend, is a way more productive way of thinking than just trying to survive or not even thinking this deeply. Next thing of having low self-belief. I know this is going to be so obvious for you, but it has to be said. Cut out the bad habits that are actively screwing over your mental health. I don't even have to say anything more, but I will. But you already know what habits that screw up your mental health, that make life harder and worse for you. You know that by going to play video games 5 hours a day, that makes your life worse. You know that. It makes your life worse. It makes you feel worse about yourself. And it makes you like yourself less. Because in the back of your head, you're realizing, hey, you know what? I kind of shouldn't be doing this. Doing these bad habits are only going to lead to more self-hatred, less of what you want out of life. So, cut out the bad habits. The best way to cut out bad habits is to focus on one bad habit, 30, 60 days. I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to do my best to not do the thing. And if I do the thing, the next day, I'm not going to do the thing. If I don't play video games for 2 weeks, I revert, I play video games for 10 hours. Motherfucker, I'm not going to play video games the next day. I'm not a failure. I'm human. Okay? I'm going to get up, buy my fucking bootstrap, and I'm not gonna try and play video games for the foreseeable future. So just work to not do the bad habits. So yeah, live authentically for yourself. Know what you want, why you want it. Don't derive meaning from other people, society, or culture, or literally anything except for yourself. Develop a mastery mindset that is fulfilling to you, and cut out bad habits that don't serve your life at all. So that is the video. Appreciate you watching. Yeah. Take care of yourself, mate. Bye-bye.